Your bag's in front, and you always thought you had it all. Believe me when I say you couldn't be more wrong. But I'm already through with you, tired of this same old view. I think it's time for me to let you know.
gentlemen, coming live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Oh, yes! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday! And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel, where we're gonna vogue, pose, and how's that song go? Would you like the groove to the music? I'm singing as poorly as possible. Yeah, Kamala's on the cover of Vogue, so I thought a Vogue theme would be fine. And, you know, it's appropriate on National Coming Out Day, which happens to be that too. But that's not what's happening right now. I'm just here on the 11th of October, 2024. Only, 20 days till Halloween? Yeah. Love me some Halloween. Although this year I won't have a fire pit. My fire pit that I've used for Halloween since I've lived in this house, we moved in this house 12 years ago. And unfortunately, 13 years. We've been here 13 freaking years. Holy shit. Anyway, my fire pit finally rusted out and fell apart. So I have this portable fire pit that I drag out into the driveway, and I make a huge bonfire in the driveway. And then usually I stand up near the garage. I let the kids pick out their own candy because I don't care. We buy full-size candy bars. We get a lot of trick-or-treaters too. We usually got 70, 80 trick-or-treaters every year. Probably be more this year. God, I drove around okay, I'm floundering on thoughts here. Let me finish the first thought. I usually stand up next to the garage in like a costume with a hoodie over my eyes and holding an axe. and it kind of freaks the kids out sometimes, but some just laugh and keep going until they notice the axe. Or I'll stand as still as possible so I'm like a statue. And then when the kids come up, I just gently scrape the axe slowly across the cement, and they look, and I stop. And they turn away, and I scrape it a little more. They look, and I stop. So that was funny the first time I did it, but now all the parents know. Plus, I always usually have a cooler beer for parents because, you kind of need it on Halloween. It's such a trying day for parents. But you get to pick your kids' candy and take the stuff you like the most. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody and get this thing started. It's Free for All Friday, so it's not real organized today like as if it is any other day. But today's coffee is brought to you by Grandpa. That would be me. Established 2022. Oops, can't see it. Established 2022. This might be my favorite cup of all times. It's actually, this cup was made by Brooks Brothers. I'm not sure why. See the little pattern inside? It has that little Brooks Brothers spotted blue pattern in it. And it holds a very delicious cup of coffee. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody and get going because I got a lot of stuff open. I don't know how much I'll get to. It is Q&A Friday too. The little thing up there at the top, you can, we got our first hijacking of the show. We'll get to that shortly. And I have the right notification going. So you get to see the lovely young lady do her thing. Does anyone, like, when that comes up, does it just inspire you to dance along? I'm just curious. It's just, So anyway, I don't know what brought that up. So thank you, Gunfox61. Gunfox, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day, who dropped a link with the Hamilton and says, "Oh no, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so. It isn't so. Say it isn't so. Oh, let's see what this is. Let's just." I want to finish saying hi to everybody, but I am going to, the first thing we do as soon as we get done saying hi is we're going to read Gun Fox's article here because he hijacked the show. You drop a Hamilton in the show, I stop what I'm doing. Stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I am stop what I do and do Gunfox's article. Hopefully there's a big old ad in front of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, ooh. Oh, say it isn't. Okay, I see what you're saying there, Gunfox. All right, let's say hi and get this thing going. First in the chat is Mr. Avocados Diabli. Of course. And also, good morning, Simon Nation, Kara Soldier, Vader 35. What up, Mike Savage, Blarg. I said Tyler F's in the house. Good morning. Lord Stanhope's here. Good morning. Attack Alpaca. Mr. Tire, Alexander, the Scourge. Good morning also to Amazing Disgrace. I'm out of tune today, not unlike other days. Also, good morning, Simon Wilkins, Anon 1, 2, 3 is here, and Nomad's in the house. And of course, Gunfox 61, the amazing administrator of the P-Dog Night Discord server. Although we've been kind of light on the Discord lately. I should probably just do an exclusive Discord chat day, because I got to start using that more effectively. And I can't. But here's the problem: I can't decide if I want to put more time into Discord or if I want to put more time into locals. I don't know. Locals. Well, eventually I'm going to use locals a lot more heavily, but we'll figure it out someday. Oh, good morning, Bookworm Addict, Tex AG 007, and that's everybody. Okay, we're getting there. All right. What was I talking about before? Oh, we're going to do Gunfox's article, and Gunfox says it's some foreshadowing. Where is it, Marty? I had to do that foreshadowing. Okay. Well, here's what Gunfox dropped into the what do you call it? The hijacking the show portion of the server. By the way, if you want to sponsor the show too, I really it helps a lot that you guys do that, because it makes it so they don't have to necessarily get a third job, but it also usually pays the internet bill, which is nice. You can do that at pdognight.live. One of these days I'm going to put it back somewhere down here, or maybe over there. Like down there would be a good place for it. Because it used to be up here, but I'm putting the superstar sponsor of the day up there because, we want to recognize people who are helping the show, you know what I mean? But let's get into Gunfox's article, because I'm rambling like Joe Biden. Or like Donald Trump. Donald Trump rambles a lot too. Like, he gets off topic and he starts talking about all kinds of stuff. That's why sometimes his speeches are 2 hours long. But at least he can do it off the cuff. He's not using a teleprompter like Kamala Harris. Anyway, this is the article. Boeing has no comment on a potential credit downgrade. Whoever wrote this made a mistake. I'm pretty sure it means suggests it could file for bankruptcy, because suggestions it could file for bankruptcy means somebody else is doing it. But anyway, nearly a month into the Boeing machinist strike. Oh, there's a Boeing machinist strike, right? I had no idea. I didn't know there was a Boeing machinist strike. Did you know? What's the date of this? October 10th, and it's October 11th. Okay, chat. Did any of you know that the machinists for Boeing Aeronautics were on strike? Did that hit the news anywhere? This is the first I'd even heard of their strike. Anyway, nearly a month into Boeing's machinist strike, both sides appear to be digging in for the long fight. At the beginning of the week, talks broke down between the company and the International Association of Machinists District 751. Both sides blamed each other, with the announcement from S&P Global that it could downgrade Boeing's credit rating, citing the company's growing cash needs amid the strike. Some economic experts believe the company has more to lose than the workers. I think Boeing, because of its financial troubles, is playing hardball, but the hardball is having a ricochet effect on its finances. Dr. Bahram Andranji, a professor of economics at the University of Portland, said. Andranji said the company is estimated to lose more than $1 billion with a B dollars each month. Whoa! Each month? Holy moly. That's the top That's on top of the more than $30 billion Boeing has lost since 2019. How is this company still in business? How are they in business? That's wild. Okay, I'm curious what their normal revenue is. If the plane maker's credit is downgraded, it's going to cost more for it to borrow money to dig itself out of the hole. When they come back online in a couple months, let's say, they're going to need capital to get back and running. I'm sure, what's with these articles? There's missing words. It should be get back up and running, don't you think? Anyway, when they try to borrow, instead of 5%, they're going to have to borrow 8 or 9%. That's a lot more money over time. Well, no shit. That's damn. With a dire economic outlook, some striking workers believe Boeing could use the machinist strike to file for bankruptcy. The spokesperson did not comment on the potential to credit downgrade or suggestions from workers it could file for bankruptcy, citing the company's role in the world market. Andrangi believes Boeing will do what it can to avoid bankruptcy. Quote, I don't think Boeing is going to go bankrupt. I don't predict that at all. So workers don't have to worry about that. I'm really? They don't have to worry about that? Is that Andrangi just trying to make it rosy for the striking workers? Or will the striking workers put Boeing out of business? So I'm seeing in the chat, nobody knew. Nobody knew that the Boeing machinists were on strike. And, weren't they supposed to put out Gunfox, answer me this. Boeing the ones who were doing the Starliner thing, right? That wasn't working. Tell me if I'm correct. And which kept getting delayed and isn't it still having lots of problem? All right. Is there an editor proofreader strike? There must be, because I'm reading these verbatim and it's like I'm tongue twisting into Biden. What do you call it? I was going to say Bidenomics, but no. Biden linguistics. What? Biden linguistics? Bidenguistics. I'm trying to think of a catchy name for how to talk like Biden, besides Bidening. When you're floundering, that's called Bidening. I've used that before. Anyway, that is fascinating. Thank you, Gunfox61, for sharing that. Now, when you say it's foreshadowing, I am concerned. Maybe you're foreshadowing the bankruptcy of Boeing. So I'm going to put that article in the links. I'll put it for probably one of the first just exclusive articles, so it's easy to find. Let's get into today's kind of trending stuff. Now, today is probably the holy of high holidays for the Jewish people today. It is Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year, a time of deep reflection, fasting, and prayer. This year, our prayers have even a deeper meaning. This is the post by, I guess this is the official, it's the official X account of the State of Israel. This year, our prayers have an even deeper meaning. May this sacred day bring peace and stability to our nation, to the Jewish people, and to the world. May our brave men and women in uniform, along with their families, in northern and southern Israel be protected. May the hostages be returned swiftly and safely to embrace their loved ones. May we be sealed in the book of life with hope and strength to carry us forward. Gamar Shatima Tova. It's Jamar Shatima Tova, which is the traditional, a traditional Yom Kippur greeting. And that means, I had this pulled up, that means may you be inscribed in the book of life for good. Or you could tell, if you have a Jewish friends or are Jewish, you can say have an easy feast, or have an easy fast, excuse me. Or you can say Gut Yontif, that's a Yiddish greeting, meaning wishing you a good holy day. Or you could just say blessings and peace on Yom Kippur. Those are if you have Jewish friends. Or even Shana Tova is okay. That's kind of the New Year one, though. But which is just kind of blessings and good wishes, whatever. So anyway, so there you go. Happy Yom Kippur to our Jewish friends. It is also a sad note, the matriarch, or let's say Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s mother, Ethel Kennedy, has passed away, and he put a tribute to his mom on X. My mom, Ethel Skakel Kennedy, passed peacefully into heaven this morning. She was 96 years old. She died in Boston, surrounded by many of her 9 surviving children and her friends. God gave her 34 grandchildren, 24 great-grandchildren, and the energy to give them all attention they required. He blessed her with a rich and eventful life. Even as she declined in recent months, she never lost the sense of fun, her humor, her spark, her spunk, and her joie de vivre. Joie de vivre. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's some French shit. She wrung joy from every moment, but for 56 years she has spoken with yearning of the day she would reunite with her beloved husband. She is with him now, and with my brothers David and Michael, and her parents, her 6 siblings, all of whom preceded her, and her adopted Kennedy siblings, Jack, Kik, Joe, Ted, Eunice, Jean, Rosemary, and Patricia. From the day she met my father, her new family observed that she was more Kennedy than the Kennedys. No. Bobby, don't. No. Okay, I'm going to keep reading, but no, don't be more Kennedys than Kennedys. A lot of the Kennedys were shitbags, but not all of them. Oh my God. Anyway, she was never more enthusiastic about the afterlife than when she considered that she would also be reunited with her many dogs, including 16 Irish setters, all conveniently named Rusty. Okay. That's something a grandma would say. I'll be with my dogs too. The cognitive dissonance that allowed her to keep 2 inconsistent truths in her heart at the same time without budging made my mother a collection of irreconcilable convictions. Among these was her iconic combination of deep, nearly blind reverence for the Catholic Church and irreverence towards its clerics. She was at once starstruck by America's presidents, all of whom she came to know personally, and at the same time skeptical of government toward all figures of authority. Especially since the CIA probably killed her husband. Anyway, all of whom she came to know personally, and at the same time skeptical of government toward all figures of authority. She balanced her contempt for pretension and hypocrisy with a boundless tolerance for error and mistakes in others. God has also endowed her with a perpetual attitude of gratitude that fueled her taste for adventure and an irrepressible buoyancy in all life beset by a continuous parade of heartbreaking tragedies. Her sunny optimism eventually brought my shattered father back to life following the assassination of his brother, and then helped her children thrive after her husband's assassination 5 years later. Among her most defining qualities were moral and physical fairness. She was peerless equestrian and held the high jump record on horseback, jumping 7 feet 9 inches on a quarter horse. Critics named her among the best female amateur tennis players, and she was a competitive diver. But she did every sport well, from football to skiing, water skiing, kayaking. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying not to sneeze again. Her disciplined stoicism and her deep faith in God enabled her to endure over 10 years of pregnancy without a complaint. She also suffered the murders of her husband and Uncle Jack and the early deaths of 2 of her children. Various air crashes killed both of her parents, her brother, her sister-in-law, and her nephew, John. She never enjoyed flying, but her worry never stopped her from boarding a plane. While giving short shrift to her own monumental suffering, she always showed intense compassion for others. My mother invented tough love. She could be hard on her children when we didn't live up to her expectations, but she was also intensely loyal, and we always knew that she would stand fiercely behind us when we came under attack by others. She was our role model for self-discipline, for resilience, and for self-confidence. She did to each of her 11 children her love of good stories, her athleticism, her competitive spirit, and the deep curiosity about the world, and the intense interest in people of all backgrounds, which caused her to pepper everyone she met, from cab drivers to presidents, with a relentless cascade of questions about their lives. She also gave us all her love of language and for good storytelling. I credit her for all my virtues. I'm grateful to her for her generosity in overlooking my faults. So, it's a beautiful tribute to his mother. Rest in peace, Ethel Kennedy. So, I don't have anything to add. I don't know a whole lot about her. I know, obviously, she lived through a tremendous amount of tragedy with that family, and but you know, she survived and thrived and lived to 96 years old. And so may she rest in peace. All right, we'll move on. Now let's. Oh, by the way, it's also Red Friday. Now, every once in a while I mention Red Friday. Red Friday is basically people wear something red on Fridays, just to remember the people who are in service to this country in the military. Remember everyone. And red stands for remember everyone deployed. So as long as their blood is shed, I will wear red until they may all come home. So that's something to remember. Also, I see Mr. Scribe Light. Scribe! Dog Thrapple. Hello. And also, Balin Bobby's in the house. Rick Ashbringer's here. Simon Wilkins and Johnny Boomertech. Of course, Johnny's always here because, you know. Who the hell's calling me right now? Oh, my goodness. Here, guys, I got to take this call. Give me one moment, please. Hang on. Well, I'm not going to be able to take it now. It went to voicemail. All right. Hang on a second. I'm gonna pause for just a second. This is what I needed to take, so hang on. Thanks for your patience there, gang. Let me see. Is my mic on? Yes, it is. All right. Apologize. I had to take that call. It wasn't what I was expecting. All right. Let's get into, the other day is today. Thanks for your, what is this? Can we remember when the time the military wasn't gay? No. I'm like, we're going to the chat. What's going on here? Hello, Balin Bobby. I already said hi. Tex AG007 here. Okay, I got everybody here. Proceeds to Cabbage Patch. Oh, were you Cabbage Patching? What was the music? Here, let me hear it. What? Oh, yeah, that is some, that's some 80s funk kind of stuff, ain't it? Okay, I didn't have the music on while I was on my phone call. All right, guys, today, speaking of, someone mentioned gay in the military. Well, today, by the way, is also National Coming Out Day. We talked about that earlier. Let's see here. This is crazy. The U.S. consulate Kolkata. What the hell? I don't even know what Kolkata is. The official U.S. account of the U.S. consulate Kolkata is celebrating National Coming Out Day, a day to celebrate authenticity and the power of being true to yourself. We all have a role to play. Let's come out against hate and stand for love and acceptance. Can we count on you? Yeah, I'm coming out as me. I'm Marty, the guy who hosts the show. Holy shit, today, no, this is Crisis Text Line. Today on National Coming Out Day, we honor every journey, whether you're out thinking about it or still figuring things out. Your path is yours, and we are here for you every step of the way. Wherever you are in your journey, we're here for you. You know, do people still come out anymore? Like, I don't even know. Hello, Brandon Narlow. What's up? Did people still come out? I mean, it's kind of like everything's gay. No one's hounding you for being gay. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in small towns. Who knows? Everywhere you go, that's like, you can't. Are we ever going to have a national putting it back day? Not even putting it back. I don't want people necessarily. I want people to be themselves. I don't care. I don't really care if you're gay or if you're lesbian or whatever. You know, I mean, I have relatives who are lesbian. I love my relatives, whatever. Can we have a national dial it back day though? Like, I don't have to know everything about you and what you do with other people and whether who or what you do things with and what you think you are and what you kind of are and what you don't know if you're sure or not or if you are or not and that and this and that and the other. I don't care. I'm not gonna sleep with you anyway. It doesn't matter. In fact, like Lady Boomer and I, we're going to our friend, our lovely friend, who is happens to be a lesbian. And they got married, and we're gonna go to their wedding renewal, and it's like whether I care or not, if I even think of it's actual, if you can be married when you're not the same sex or when you're the same sex, I don't care. They're my friends, and they asked us to celebrate. We're gonna go celebrate with them, but I don't care. Do people actually care anymore? You know, as long as it's like, you know, do what you do behind your own doors and leave me out of it. I don't want to know. I just don't get it. How about a national shut the fuck up day? Yeah, exactly. Congratulations if you're inspired to come out today. But if you're not ready to just yet, it's safe for you to come out. That's fine too. Whether you're out or not, you're still valid. Well, you're valid whether you come out or not. Who cares? That's pink news. So, but apparently that's important for some people. It's like we have 77 LGBTQIS plus W2 WD-40 LMNOP holidays anyway. So it's not like you can go more than 2 weeks without one of these special days. I think everyone's out. You can't put people out anymore. Anyway, so there you go. So congratulate your out friends saying, hey, congratulations, you're out now. I don't care. Moving on. Also, Good Friday trends every Friday. Now, it doesn't mean like Good Friday like in the Holy Week Good Friday, but more just like it's Good Friday morning, beautiful soul. So for example, this person posted something with their puppy dogs. And dogs seem to be a big theme on Good Friday days. People like to post stuff about their dogs. Here's another dog one where the dogs are coming and he's going to hug his dogs and blah, 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 blah. Although this person has ooh, no, that's not good. That's a very bad horse. Someone not taking care of a horse, and that's sad. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about Good Friday other than I usually don't post it because it's on there every week. By the way, now this is actually news. Core CPI was announced yesterday. I have it in the show yesterday, and it wasn't good. Or at least, Reaction Puerto Rico is here. Good morning. Yeah, that skinny horse. That was really sad. Core CPI inflation yesterday, they announced was higher than expected, 2.4% over last year. Their expectations were 2.3, previous month 2.5, which hasn't been adjusted yet. But the core CPI at 3.2%, which I guess expected was 3.2. Oh, actual was 3.3. So it's also higher than expected. Here's Larry Kudlow breaking down the core CPI figures from yesterday. Maybe. If this video ever plays. He has a scary look on his face.
Then there's today's CPI report, which showed very sticky inflation. Over the past 12 months, the top line CPI is up 2.4%. Now, that's 20% higher than the Fed's 2% target. And you go under the hood, the so-called core inflation was 3.3% year on year, which is actually 65% above the Fed's 2% target. And while the Kamala Harris campaign blasted J.D. Vance for suggesting a dozen eggs cost $4 now, because they really were only $3.20 back in August, now it's still more than double from the Trump years.
Yep.
And meanwhile, John Carney reports that Vance was actually closer to the target than his critics, because inside the CPI report, eggs jumped 10%, are up 39.6% over the past year, and the average price of eggs is now $3.82 right now.
So there you go. Yeah, it's not that they keep saying, "Oh, inflation. We cut inflation in half." Yeah, from your own highs, which are double. The lows are double what they were when the guy with the funny hair was in office. So, and again, I don't always blame inflation on the president, but I will this time. So anyway, here it is. Inflation rate jumps higher than expected in last reading before the election. Inflation in September rose 2.4% from a year earlier, exceeding economists' expectations, according to the Labor Department report released on Thursday. Consumer Price Index, which measures costs for everyday goods such as groceries, rent, and gasoline, rose 2.4% year over year and 0.2% from August. Economists had forecasted an annual increase of 2.3% and a 0.1% monthly rise. So prices are still going up. The report comes as the economy remains a critical campaign issue just weeks until the presidential election. A Gallup poll this week found that voters rank the economy as their most important issue, with former President Donald Trump holding a 9-point lead over Vice President Kamala Harris on handling the economy. So there you go. And there's also an article in Daily Caller, devastating impacts. Harris' silence on key Biden policy leaves American farmers in a lurch. Now, that's not necessarily related to the inflation, but apparently President Joe Biden's administration was set to ban menthol cigarettes just before April 2024 until concerns arose about how such a move could have negative political implications. The administration has since paused progress on the ban, although the Food and Drug Administration's FDA top tobacco official has indicated that they are still planning to implement the rule. While Harris has not clarified where she stands on the issue, tobacco farmers in North Carolina, who the Daily Caller spoke to, are worried about what could happen to their farms if the vice president goes through with the ban. It would destroy one of North Carolina's biggest industries and destroy thousands of American jobs and businesses. It would have a devastating impact on many hardworking families, not only in North Carolina, but also in other states. Now, it's interesting because I'm not a smoker, but I understand smokers like to smoke and whatnot. And you have this product that, for all intents and purposes is bad for you, but there's still huge tobacco farmers in parts of the country, and particularly in North Carolina, where Kamala Harris, that little swing possibly of that state is very important to her political future. And so they have to tread lightly on something that they certainly want to. Plus, they're going to, you ban menthol cigarettes, you're going to piss off a lot of brothers, too, because, the brothers like some menthol cigarettes and shit. So anyway, and I don't know why that is. I've never understood the, maybe, because part of it is because they used, when I was a kid, I remember them marketing cool cigarettes. Okay, now granted, Marlboro had menthols and there were a couple other big brands, but Cool was almost always black people in the ads. And so for some reason, a lot of black people thought, oh, well, they got something they're marketing to us. We're going to smoke Cools, right? There's another big, any smokers know what the other big menthol cigarette? There were two big ones. Cool was one. I can't remember the other. But yeah, and menthol cigarettes were pretty much always marketed in green packaging for some reason. Don't know why. Newports, there you go. Newports, yes, heavily marketed to black people. And so, a ban on menthol cigarettes would hurt North Carolina. And that is some political shit that Kamala Harris has to figure out how to get around. So anyway, all right. Also trending, Optimus. Now this is scary. Elon Musk has been, he's been talking a lot about Optimus, the new robots that he's developing. Here's one example. This Optimus is making a drink. Check this out. Now, is Optimus pouring a beer there?
You want to get a photo?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Little video.
Okay, that's weird. That's just pouring a beer. But anyway, where's the Elon Musk had this? There was here we go. Here's one of the Optimus playing. Is it playing rock paper scissors? I mean, that's weird. Here's the Elon Musk clip. This is the one I was looking for. This is a little bit unnerving.
Legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress
Now,
with the Optimus.
I can tell you,
And as you can see, we
you
started
will not
with
be
someone,
surprised
in a robot suit.
at other things
Sort of that. And then
trending because of this
progressed
particular clip.
dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own.
Anyone?
So you can have your own personal
Wait.
R2D2C3.
It's odd that he says anyone can own, because and you'll know why in about a minute here, because he tells you about what these things are going to cost.
CPO. But fundamentally, at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So, and what can it?
What? $20,000 to $30,000 for a robot that'll water your plants? Oh my Lord! Oh my! Stop it, because Diabli.
It'll be able to do anything you want. So it can
Anything?
Be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk your
What?
dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks,
Be your friend?
whatever you can think of. It will do.
Oh Lord!
And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind. Yeah.
Now
Because
it's too creepy. Come on, Elon.
everyone of the 8 billion people of Earth,
He's saying every one of 8 billion people on Earth will want this. First of all, if it's going to cost you 20 grand, some people in Earth don't make 20 grand in a lifetime. So not everyone on Earth.
I think everyone's going to want their Optimus buddy.
Really?
And there's going to be maybe two, and then they'll be producing.
Maybe the Optimus Buddy, you buy another Optimus Buddy, so the Optimus Buddy has an Optimus Buddy of its own. And then you get 3 Optimus Buddies together, and they start talking, and they start saying, what the fuck are we doing for this motherfucker? Let's kill him. Okay, so let me I'm not going to play the rest of you. It's in the link. So anyway, some other things trending because of this Optimus thing. iRobot is trending because it's, and if you've seen the movie iRobot, it should be concerning, although the one robot decided to be, a little bit magnanimous. Also, because of this trending, Terminator, I'll be back. I'm not, because kind of when you start building robots, and then again, you think of iRobot and you think of what do you call it, Starlink? Does that remind you of Skynet? Anybody? Skynet is trending. Skynet is real, someone says. Yeah, happy ending bot 3000. Yeah. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the showroom of the Happy Ending Bot 3000. Oh, yeah. Come on, come on. Yeah. Come on, come on. Oh, yeah. I don't want no Happy Ending Bot 3000. That'll chafe the skin. Anyway, let's move on. Vogue is trending, and that thing up there. The reason that's up there is because, well, ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Harris is on the cover of Vogue, looking more like Maya Rudolph than Kamala Harris. I don't know what they did with the Photoshop, but they didn't make her look like herself. They really trimmed her up and cut her up a little bit. But anyway, lots of people are posting this. We're still finding bodies. Now, here's what. Now, this first post says, we're still finding bodies from the devastating hurricane that destroyed parts of western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris was busy posing for Vogue magazine at the same time. She doesn't care about America. All she cares about is power. Now, I don't know. It's like, what's she going to do? She has nothing to do with the fucking hurricanes. Let's just be honest. And Ron DeSantis said it the best yesterday that, you know, when they tried to call him, Harris apparently tried to call Ron DeSantis, and Ron DeSantis like, I don't have time for that. I'm already dealing with the president. I'm already dealing with FEMA, and I'm dealing with all the shit that I got to do for this hurricane shit. I don't need to talk to Vice President Harris, who has nothing to do with it, has never called me on any previous hurricane in the history of hurricanes while they've been in office. So why would she be calling me now? Oh, this is just some crass political bullshit move on her part. Posing, remember this is the poser edition, posing as though she is presidential, which she is not. So anyway, a lot of people posting the Vogue cover. Now this one, wow, on the 1 year anniversary of October 7th, and as bodies are being recovered from Hurricane Helene, Kamala Harris sat down for a photo shoot with Vogue. Yes, she's working 24/7 on the hurricane stuff. So a lot of people, now she's getting praise too. The airbrushing on Kamala's Vogue cover is heavy. Yeah, they really did a little bit too much. I mean, now here's some of the more other proposed Vogue covers. There's one. Or this one, at her moment on Time magazine. So people are doing some photoshopping of their own. Oh, here we go. Fix the cover of Vogue for Kamala. Vogue, because it says here, the candidate of our times. And they fixed that. They said, installed candidate Harris, the candidate for our demise. Okay, so there you go. She's on Vogue. But while we're talking about Kamala Harris, why wouldn't we talk about her interview on Univision, the Spanish, I don't know why I did that in a French accent. Univision. The Spanish-speaking television network in the U.S. of A. Breaking Univision accident. Now, some people are, okay, a lot of people are showing this moment, saying that Univision accidentally showed Kamala using a teleprompter.
Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? The only question I ever ask is, are you okay?
So there's a teleprompter
and
there.
Sadly, we have seen over the last 2 weeks since Hurricane.
Now, I don't think she was actually using a teleprompter there. What people are saying, and I'm having a hard time with this, because I'm trying to figure out why they have a teleprompter pointed at Kamala Harris. There's no one out there standing with her. The questioners, as you can see, are kind of over there next to the cameras. They have an audience there. I think those are the questioners. I'm not sure who that teleprompter is for. But clearly, as she's talking, now she's not looking at it.
Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? The only
she's
question
not looking
I
at the teleprompter. I guess this guy is questioner here. But why is that? It's weird because he's not standing with her, so he can't necessarily see the teleprompter. I think he has another one over here, but I don't think she's using this. And so I think people who made this claim, I think Sean Hannity made this claim, and I don't think it's correct. Okay, but more important was some of her answers on Univision. Univision. I'm trying to say it right. I got to do Q&A soon. Because some of her answers left a little bit to be desired. Kamala went on her call her daddy because she's losing young voters. She got Obama on the campaign trail, now lecturing black men because she's losing black voters. Now here she is on Univision with a Hispanic accent because she's losing Latinos. Now wait a minute, did she use a Spanish accent during this stop? Why? Okay, if she did, and we're gonna listen, why the flying fucking rat squirrel is she using a Spanish accent? What in her background would cause her to use a Spanish accent? She's, claiming her blackness and Indianness. Okay, so I can see her, yo, what's up? Or, well, I do like the flavor of this tea. But no Spanish accent. She didn't grow up in the Spanish area. She grew up in Berkeley and fucking Montreal. Now, she came out with a French accent. Maybe I would accept that since she spent from 12 years old through high school in Montreal. But why would she have a Spanish accent? Let's listen. Ay, camaya. Yes. Well, okay, let's hear it.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question, and I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Well, first of all, thank you for the question, and I hope your family is okay and your home is okay.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's because she's racist. Yes, that is absolutely it. She is, that's... Yes. What is she doing? So anyway, let's see. Let's how differently Kamala says the word COVID at the Univision town hall versus a standard saying. So here, let's okay, here we go.
Did you see the...
Hang on. Here we go.
Did you see the most recent report about the COVID? We talked about COVID. The COVID test?
COVID?
The most recent report. Donald Trump, according to that report, during the height of COVID. I'm sure there are people here who have family members or friends who died.
What
and
report?
He secretly...
It wasn't a report. That's some other shit in Bob Woodward's book that has not been confirmed. But whatever. I don't care.
Shipped off COVID tests.
COVID tests. Why is she speaking in a Hispanic accent? Now let's listen to how she normally says COVID.
Virtually every person who has recently died from COVID-19 was unvaccinated.
That's false.
The loss.
Oh, that's false.
The tragedy of
that's
that
false.
loss.
That's false.
Literally.
We got to a point where more vaccinated people died than not. But I don't care. But how she says the word COVID in this one.
To Vladimir Putin's most recent report, Donald Trump, according to that report, during the height of COVID. I'm sure there are people.
Woman, you are so phony. All right, now let's get into this. Here's another one. There was a couple clips that I really wanted to show though. One is this one about illegal immigration. We'll do questions after this segment, so don't worry. Don't you fret. I'll get there.
When I am elected president, I will.
This is regarding. Is this immigration one? Which one is this?
So my pledge to you is that by the grace of God and hopefully with your support as well, when I am elected president, I will bring back that border security bill and I will sign it into law.
Why? All it does is process people faster. It processes people faster and more efficiently to be in the country illegally. That's what that border security bill does. It doesn't stop people at the border. The 1,500 border agents, they're not there to stop people coming across the border. They're there to process people faster and more efficiently. That's why they have a daily limit, so they can do it more efficiently. They can do this. If they have this many border patrol agents, they can do this many a day, and then they can have the courts, sure, they say they can adjudicate the courts in 90 days, That's if the fucking people show up for court. Not likely. But anyway.
And do the work of focusing on what we must do to have an orderly and humane pathway to earn citizenship. And one of the biggest
so the ones who cross the border should get
problems with
citizenship?
failure to have a comprehensive plan for immigration.
We have a path to citizenship. We already have a path to citizenship. It's called the legal immigration system. She's talking about a pathway to citizenship for the people who cross the border illegally, who cross it, illegal border crossers. That's what she's talking about. And that's what nobody wants. Even Hispanic voters, the Latinos and Latinas don't want that. And that's why she's starting to tank with Hispanic voters. Did I use 3 different things? I said Latinos, Hispanic, Latino. Okay, anyway.
Is that we have not given them the pathway to earn their right.
Right. Why would we give the pathways to people who broke our laws? Why would we give a pathway to the 15,000 rapists and 10,000 murderers that are confirmed that we let into the country? I don't want a pathway for them to have citizenship. The pathway would be go your fucking ass back home and come back in a legal manner. Apply like everybody else does, like, some of my family that came here from Nigeria. They had to wait for years and stood in line and paid the fees and filled out the applications and, went to school and whatever to do what they had to do to become American citizens. I ain't playing that shit. No, I don't want a pathway for people who came here illegally. Your pathway is go the fuck home and fill out an application. That's your pathway. Kiss all of my ass.
To citizenship. And that is one of the priorities for me, frankly, in terms of my motivation for what I know we must do.
You just said a whole lot of nothing in that sentence. Also, now we're going to move on to this other clip that I pulled out. This guy had some questions, too, about democracy. The Democrats always talking about democracy. And listen to their answer about them pushing Biden aside.
Right now, leaning towards Trump, but I haven't made a decision. I'm also concerned about the way...
Yeah, it's kind of wild because this guy... He needed an interpreter to talk to her. He's not speaking English, but he's an American citizen, and he's probably a first generation. He probably became an American citizen legally, and he's leaning towards Trump, speaking to her in Spanish. Listen to the first words the interpreter says.
Right now, leaning towards Trump, but I haven't made a decision. I'm also concerned about the way I feel President Biden was pushed aside.
Oh.
She didn't want to hear that question. Did you see how she said, oh, and gave that little face?
And so close to the elections, I believe these are extraordinary circumstances.
Given how close we are to the election. So, la pregunta, Mario?
And Mario's question?
The question, Mario.
So the question is, how can you clarify this whole process and how you were elected?
Hello, Phil.
Sure. And first of all, thank you for being so candid and allowing me to answer the question. Thank you.
That's what you're fucking here to do. What do you mean, thank you for allowing me to answer the question? You didn't, did you, what? Was it her?
Elected.
Sure. And first of all, thank you for being so candid and allowing me to answer the question. Thank you.
Because he wasn't going to.
President Biden made a decision that I think history will show was probably one of the most courageous that...
Hold on. I want to hear the question again because I want to see if she answered. Good morning, Selected Boy, Phil, Brandon Narlo, Anna Lynn. What's up? Nice to see you. Oh, Brandon, I already said hi to you. Anyway, and Willie won't. That's all. Let's hear the question again, because the guy translated it here.
And so close to the elections, I believe these are extraordinary circumstances.
Given how close we are to the election. So, la pregunta, Mario?
And Mario's question?
The question, Mario.
So the question is, how can you clarify this whole process and how you were elected?
Sure.
So how can you clarify the whole process of how you were elected? All she had to say was, well, Mario, I wasn't. But is that her answer? No, of course not.
First of all, thank you for being so candid and allowing me to answer the question. Thank you.
She's stalling.
President Biden made a decision that I think history will show
He was forced.
was probably one of the most courageous that a president could make.
He was forced out.
Which is he decided to put country above his personal interest.
They were going to destroy him.
And he made that decision
because he was pressured by the party leaders.
He within that same period of time, supported my candidacy.
He was told to push Kamala.
And urged me to run. He and I...
He was told to step the fuck down or we will make you step down.
Have been partners for the last 4 years as his vice president.
Where you have done nothing.
Him as the president. And...
She's teaching a grade school class right now. I was partner for 4 years where he was the president and then I was the vice president.
I am honored to have earned the Democratic nomination.
Earned it how? Earned it how?
I am honored to have the endorsement.
And again, she's teaching class. She's teaching him something without ever answering the question.
Of people from every walk of life. You
Democrats, never Trumpers.
You will probably find that I probably have a bigger coalition of people who couldn't seem to be more different than each other, who have come together around my candidacy.
Really? Because you got a Bernie bro and another Democrat being a couple of the big people out there for Trump, aka Tulsi Gabbard and Bobby Kennedy Jr.
From 200 Republicans,
who probably 51 of them probably signed that Russian laptop story,
who worked with and for both Presidents Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney.
Okay, there's a reason. There. Give me more reasons not to vote for her.
Including Liz Cheney, the former congresswoman.
Whoopee! Enemy of Trump, who lost her own election by 68%.
And her father, the former vice president, Dick
Darth Vader.
Cheney, who was supporting me. Former members, very esteemed members, including generals of the national security.
Are those the ones that wear the skirts? The men who wear the skirts? Is that those guys? Oh, former general. Well, Donald Trump has 200 former generals on his side, too. Everyone has generals on their side. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Community. I have the endorsement and support of Alberto Gonzalez most recently, who, of course, was attorney.
Oh! I have Hispanic friends.
General. I have the support of people from every background, and I believe this is the reason why.
Every background. So does Trump. They both have supporters from every background. Answer the fucking question.
It is incredibly important, and I know you, and I can see you are a patriot.
A patriot? He doesn't even speak English. Doesn't knock him. He may be a first-gen legal immigrant who wanted to come to America because he loves this place. And I don't knock that at all. I don't care if he speaks English. A lot of the Italians first generation didn't speak English. A lot of the German first generation didn't speak English. A lot of the Norwegians and Swedes up in northern Minnesota did not speak English. That's not the problem. The problem is the illegal border crossers, which this man surely is not. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't appreciate them either.
That we have the President of the United States who honors the oath that they take to support the Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, except for the First Amendment and maybe the Second Amendment and maybe the Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. But hey, other than that.
There is a huge contrast in this election.
Yeah, there is.
Donald Trump has said he will be a dictator on day one.
Lie.
Many people come from backgrounds and countries of origin, and we know what that means when you're talking about someone who wants to be president of the United States and wants to be a dictator.
Lie.
And what that means in terms of taking freedoms from their people.
Lie.
Donald Trump has said he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies.
In fact, the Department of Justice has been weaponized against him, as you can see in that New York case, which really has gone sideways, by the way, the Letitia James case, where the appeals court threatened sanctions, and the prosecuting lawyers at the end of that case were begging the judges not to sanction them. Now that's not what you expect in an appellate argument, but all the 5-judge panel, mostly liberals because it is New York, were ripping them to shreds over that case. But I digress. Let's go back to this.
I urge you to look at Project 2025.
Not Donald Trump's.
And you will see he will strip the Department of Justice of its independence and put in and hide.
Oh, you mean he'll put in attorneys that are of his liking, like every president does? Oh, the vapors.
Here, across the board, instead of career public servants.
Really? You trying to convince me that career public servants are the best way to go? Oh, my God.
His people.
Oh, my God, his people. Jesus. Didn't how many people of Joe Biden's people has he put in? Remember when Bill Clinton fired all of the U.S. attorneys and turned them over? Barack Obama did the same thing. That's not unusual. That's the norm.
Who are his loyalists. Donald Trump said he would, and I'm using a quotation, terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Lie.
Imagine the Constitution of the United States, which guarantees the Fourth Amendment against unreasonable search and seizure.
Oh, my God. Unreasonable search and seizures? Where have we seen that before? Oh, Mar-a-Lago. That's amazing.
By a government on you.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Thank you, Somnable Nation, for putting that in the chat.
The Fifth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment.
First Amendment. Second Amendment. Kamala.
So I believe that
I believe I can fly.
Stakes right now are
extremely rare, but charred on the outside, Philadelphia style. Oh, and well seasoned. Oh my goodness, I'm hungry.
Extraordinarily high, and potentially, some might say, historians have said.
Historians? Which historians? Can you name a specific historian, Kamala?
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
And so maybe. The whole.
Is it your nomination unprecedented? Like nobody voted for you? Not a single vote in a primary. Goodness gracious. That's unprecedented.
Situation.
Wait, wasn't that what the question was about? Something about you? How did you get here?
Including your point, is a bit unprecedented. But this is an unusual time where we are literally having a choice.
And you are the most unusual candidate.
As the American people, about choosing a path, either that is about
to citizenship for people who cross the border illegally. What are you talking about?
Rule of law, democracy.
Rule of law. Name a rule of law that you followed with immigration. Name a rule of law Democrats follows in many cities where there is crime, but they don't report it anymore. Rule of law, where prosecutors don't prosecute crime, but they go after Donald Trump for some reason, for some fake ass reason. Letitia James, she might get sanctioned. I'd laugh my ass off if she got sanctioned. I would laugh my motherfucking ass off. You lying your ass off.
Or something that is about admiring dictators and autocracy. Did you see the most recent report? About the COVID. We talked about COVID.
COVID?
The COVID test?
COVID test? Why are you... Again. All right. Enough of that. So anyway. There you go. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, and then a lot of people... Again, people talk about the teleprompter. I think they got... I don't think that she was using a teleprompter here. Lots of people talking about the teleprompter there, but then some of the people on the right are saying, let's see. Univision accidentally broadcast proof that Comrade Kamala using teleprompter. A lot of people are saying that she was using it. I don't know if she was using it, though. I don't think she was using it. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I mean, she did get caught staging a photo op with hurricane supplies. But now, so for example, Joe Walsh, not the good Joe Walsh, not the not that Joe Walsh, the former congressman from Florida. Kami uses a teleprompter for unscripted town hall. Hey, Sean Hannity, why are you lying? The teleprompter is in Spanish and it's for the moderator. Sean, will you retract this tweet of yours and correct the record? So, now Stephen Miller here says, I don't know if the teleprompter is for her or the host, but she is using the same canned lines she used in the debate and she's used in ads. Everything is still rehearsed. It's still a performance. And that's more accurate for sure. All right. Let's see, what else? So some people were saying Sean Hannity tracked about the teleprompter. Yippee sky yay. Barack Obama's out stumping for Kamala too. Now, but let me just, I'm going to play one more clip and then we're going to go to Q&A. I'll come back to just the headline here. Obama admits Harris' campaign doesn't have the energy of his White House run, claims black men opposed to her aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as a president. No, stop it. Stop it, Barry. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has to do with her being Kamala Harris, okay? It's because she's Kamala Harris. There are women I would vote for president, okay? But it's not Kamala Harris. Just get that straight. So he's out stumping for you can read the articles yourself. And then, Michael Strahan. Okay, this is the one that I'm going to do before the last one, then we'll get to Q&A. Michael Strahan was interviewing Tim Walz on ABC News. And I think Tim Walz thought, I can come up here and get an interview from a black man and they'll take it easy on me. Not so fast, Tim. I don't think Tim was expecting the line of questioning that he got from Michael Strahan. And I'm actually going, wait, Strahan is overhead. Stick to sports. Waltz just reinforced why people shouldn't vote for Kamala. Keep putting that mic in front of Tim. Where's the one? There's a 2-minute clip that I wanted. It's a little more in depth. Here it is. This is the one I think. So this is just an example of how this Strahan interview with Tim Walz. Here we go.
Vice President Harris was asked this week on The View if she would have done anything differently than President Biden that he has done in the past 4 years. And she said, quote, there is not a thing that comes to mind. And she later said she would have a Republican in her cabinet. Yeah. And when it comes to President Biden and the presidency, would you or do you see anything that you would have done differently?
Yeah, and look, as a governor, I was asked to be governor of this state when Donald Trump was president and when Joe Biden was there. And I watched Donald Trump dismiss the COVID pandemic.
No, he didn't dismiss it. That's a fucking lie. Stop it.
And I watched Joe Biden and Kamala Harris pick those pieces up. And I think for all of us, we make decisions, we reanalyze afterwards. I think the thing that drew me to this ticket, and I think what the vice president's talking about is that her values on these hasn't changed. They have been working for the middle class. They've been doing all they can to make sure prices come down. They're protecting reproductive care.
You're not answering. That's not an answer. Other parts of this interview that did not go well for Tim Walz. This one.
I want to go back to something you said on Tuesday. You said, I think all of us know the Electoral College needs to go. But the campaign...
Tim Walz said we need to get rid of the Electoral College.
Came out later that night, and they said that's not their stance.
Well, it's not the campaign's position. And the point I'm trying to make is that there's folks that feel every vote must count in every state. And I think some of folks feel that's not the case. Our campaign does that. And the point I'm saying is, I mean, 5 states in 2 days, we're out there making the case that the campaign's position is clear, that that's not their position. Their position and my position is to make sure that everybody understands their vote, no matter what state they're in, matters.
So that's something that you and Vice President Harris disagree on?
I have spoken about it in the past, that she's been very clear on this, and the campaign, and my position is the campaign's position.
I want to go back to something.
So I disagree with myself, or my position is different than my own position. Here's another one. This is the best one, and then we'll do one more, and then we'll do a quick Q&A.
And you call yourself a knucklehead. Call yourself a knucklehead because you've made some statements that just aren't true. And the comment about weapons of war that I carried in war, which you didn't. You said that you were in Hong Kong during the Tiananmen Square massacre when you weren't. You kind of chalked it all up to bad grammar.
I'm confused. Okay, hold up. I'm confused. Who is this Michael Strahan dude? He is not going easy. Former football player, Good Morning America guy. He's giving Walz a tougher interview, tougher questions than even the debate people. I'm Michael Strahan. Are you a MAGA guy? I'm confused.
The date's wrong. Yeah. But your opponents say you lied to make yourself look better.
Of course he did.
Do they have a point?
Well, look, 35 years ago, got the opportunity to be in Hong Kong, be in China, learned a lot about it, served 24 years in the National Guard.
Okay, but that's the question.
In an instance, talking about gun violence in schools.
Answer the question.
On an instance there. Proud of the service that I've done. Proud to be a teacher in that classroom. Proud to have been very public all these years. And owning.
Why did you lie?
Said, look, I was there in August of '89. And I think what you see here.
No, you weren't. He can't even get it right now. He was there in October. That's what NPR said. They looked it up. He was there in October. The protests were in March through May. He was there in October. He wasn't there during the Tiananmen Square crisis at all. He lied.
Times here. These things have been very public for folks here. They see the results of things that we pass. We see a state that's a top 5 state for business. We see third best state, top 3 state for raising a child, and we've got the best health care. And I think the policies, whether it be dealing with China.
Why did you lie about the other shit? If everything's so great, Tim, why do you lie about little things then? If everything's so great here in Minnesota, and believe me, you're not very popular outstate in Minnesota. The liberals in Minneapolis and St. Paul love your ass, but everyone else can't stand you. Okay, I'm all over the state. I see more shit about people put up more times about hating Tim Walz than they put up for Trump. And there's a lot of Trump signs out there. No, you're not well liked outside of the Twin Cities, Tim. And maybe a neighborhood in Mankato.
What you can be certain there is that Kamala Harris and I aren't going to, pick dictators on speed dial. See, Xi Jinping is doing.
Really? Because unfortunately, those dictators are world leaders. So you probably should have them on speed dial and be able to talk to them in a convincing manner, or we're all fucked, Tim. What? Oh, so you wouldn't have the 2 biggest leaders in the world on speed dial if some shit were going down and you want to be able to talk to them immediately? What the fuck are you talking about? You don't have to like them. You don't have to think they're good people. You don't even have to care about them. But damn it, if they're the 2 of the biggest leaders and geopolitical foes in the world, you better be able to fucking talk to them and be ready to talk to them at a moment's notice. There should be one phone. You pick it up, that's Xi Jinping. They have another phone, pick it up, that's Vladimir Putin. Put that phone, leader of the EU, next phone, whatever. Or speed dial all of them. If you think missiles are flying, you don't think you need to get on the horn with Xi Jinping as fast as you can? Dumbass.
a good job during COVID, as Donald Trump said. And I think those lessons learned over a lifetime.
No, he asked about why you lied. Let's see if he follows up.
Well, but it's one of the things with trust. So there are going to be some people who say, we can't trust him to even tell the truth about himself.
No, he can't.
What do you say to
this
them?
Is brutal.
Well, like I said, they know who I am. I know who I am. I know the work that I've done.
No, you don't.
I know that things get spun.
But you don't know where you've been and when. You don't know whether you carried a weapon of war in combat when you were never in combat. Come on now.
In a political environment. But
Holy
I think
shit,
what they see
Tim.
is, if they want to compare that, talking about immigration policy or seeing the things that Donald Trump would say.
Immigration policy that the person you're running with failed on.
I think there's a big difference than missing a date when you're there and, again, spinning something for a political reason. I'm very clear.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, so you were just spinning something for political reason. I got you.
Who I've been. I'm very proud of 24 years of doing that work. And I think going to Congress and working for veterans, they want to see it and make the difference, look a little different. I think people...
So in other words, he didn't have an answer. Let's put it that way. All right. Now, the last clip before we go to Q&A is this one. Eddie Griffin. Eddie motherfucking Griffin, the comedian, talking about Kamala Harris. This is brutal. Brutal. Oh, what the hell? That ain't it. Let's try this one.
Kalline Harris. Look at it. This woman want to play black so bad. She went and erased her grandmama and replaced her grandmama.
As you can see there.
He's talking about Candace Owens' report? What? Eddie Griffith, the comedian? He's the brother?
It says that she died in July of 1960. And so this is a huge scandal.
And her fake grandmama is this black woman who died 4 years before she was born. But in her book,
oh my goodness,
she got a picture standing next to this dead woman with a smile on her face. I wonder how that happened.
Grandma Beryl died in 1960, 4 years before Kamala Harris was born.
And you gonna deny your...
You know what's funny? I never really noticed this before. Where's that picture? It sort of looks photoshopped, doesn't it? I never thought it either that or that's not Beryl. That's all I can say. But anyway, back to Eddie.
Your real grandmama being showing up at your inauguration if you happen to get elected, which ain't gonna happen. Everybody I talk to don't like you. Ain't nobody gonna vote for you. Here's your choices, America. The liar or the crook. I think I might be going with the crook.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, the crook. He's got a lot of in him, y'all. He got 3 baby mamas, 43 felony cases and counting. Selling high-top tennis shoes just like Michael Jordan. Got shot just like Tupac. The motherfucker gonna drop an album next. We'll be right back.
So that's hilarious. All right, here we go. Q&A time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. That time of the week, every Friday, we do Friday Q&A. Ask me anything. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I got to do this fast because I'm late as fuck. So here we go. Avocados Diablo asks, how do hurricanes make land when they never leave the sky? Well, Avocados Diablo, when the winds and the water love each other. Land is just a deformed, land is just the deformed baby of water and sky. I don't know. Avocados Diablo asks, having had a week to think about it, would you be okay with cloning humans if there were a way to use their bodies as an energy source? I think the ethics of it would be questionable. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Avocados Diablo asks, if Richard Speck, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Ted Bundy were all at a talent show, who would win, and with what talent would they do it? is it John Wayne Gacy that made he made the skin art things? I mean, probably whichever one does the skin art, that would be it. Ted Bundy would fucking fail because all he knows how to do is bash people. And I don't know who the fuck Richard Speck is, so who knows? Jeffrey Dahmer, he would eat all his work, so that'd be kind of gross. So I think it'd be John Wayne Gacy. All right, Avocados Diablo asks, what a fucked up question. Holy shit. Avocados Diablo asks, can you name a list of all the president's names in order alphabetically if you were to spell them in reverse? Yeah, no, we're not going there. Fuck that. Oh, that was Ed Gein? Okay, never mind. Gacy was the clown. Gein was the skin guy. Oh, well, see, you know your serial killers much better than I do. So, should I be concerned? Yeah, the president's no, I can't do it. Avocados Daily asks, have you ever woke up in clothes you weren't wearing when you fell asleep and there was a hint of patchouli in the air and you were wrapped up in a blanket you have never seen before? You know, that kind of reminds me of a song. What's that song by the Talking Heads? Once in a lifetime. This is not my beautiful house, and this is not my beautiful wife. My God, how did I get here? That's, yeah, no, it's never happened, but, you know, a drunk night in Bangkok, that could cause, you know, something like that. Laura Stanhope asks, since you are the right age, have you ever Wang Chung'd it? If so, what was it like? Well, I got to tell you, it definitely was fun tonight. So there you go. Avocados Diablo, can I choose to be unlisted in the book of life like you could with phone books? Well, yeah, but then I don't know if you'd be here. Hi, Shrapnel. What's up? I see you over there. Lord Stanhope asks, they say if you throw enough shit against the wall, some will stick. Have you tested this theory and how much of the shit stuck? You know, honestly, I gotta be, to be perfectly honest, no, I have never tried it. I've done spaghetti and sometimes it sticks. And if it doesn't stick, it's not ready, but not shit. Sorry. I'm all out of that one. Let's see. Oh, Lord Stanhope, when throwing shit at a wall to see if it sticks, does consistency matter? Well, I would assume that it did. Like, for example, if you had like horse shit that had been sitting around a while or cow pies that have been out in the pasture and they're all hard, I don't think they'd stick. So the consistency would be a little too solid. However, if for chance you like got the fresh stuff, like if you were at a dairy farm, right? The dairy farm, they have the cows all lined up and they've got the things connected to the udders. And then there's this trough of stuff where they do their business, right? And the only reason I know this is because when I was a little child, before I was adopted, I was 4 years old. I think I was on a dairy farm. At least I know there are cows because one time I was in the barn and I fell into that trough and I came out like crying because I had shit all over me. If you threw that shit against the wall, that shit would absolutely stick because the consistency is, you know, mixed with a little pee and whatever, and it would stick against the wall. Whereas the cow pie in the pasture that's been dried up and whatever not would not stick. So there you go. Let's see. Where was I? Here we go. Avocado Daily asks, if you discovered a dimensional gateway into the water tank of your toilet that led to a world populated by idiots, would you keep it to yourself and exploit them for personal gain and giggles? Yeah, maybe. That's my definitive answer. Lord Stanhope asks, Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon? I prefer Duck Dodger. I don't know. I never was big on either one. Avocado Stabby, have you ever been changing a spark plug and had your hand slip, skinning your knuckles on the manifold, had the hood fall and smash your head and realized you had an erection? Only the last part. Lord Stanhope, before I forget what's for dinner tonight, we are going to Outback Steakhouse because it's my mother-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Mary Lou. I love you. Yeah, we're going to Outback Steakhouse. And believe it or not, I'm probably not going to have a steak though. I might have they have this really good shrimp stuff that's good that I like at Outback. let's see. Avocados Diabli, if you were a serial killer, what would your signature be? It'd be Marty. That's probably not what you meant. Anyway, I got to go fast because I'm late. Avocados Diabli, is it possible to knit with only one arm? Straight up, no. You must not like. No, that's where she wanted to go. I'm not a fan of Outback, but she likes it, so that's where she chose. There are definitely some better local places that we could go to, but she likes Outback because she likes that some steak and lobster comes or some shit. Anyway, oh wait, I almost skipped one. Lord Stanhope, what would you do when the wife makes something you hate for dinner? That just never happens. I'm pretty good with eating most things, and I don't know about something I hate for dinner. I don't know. I can't think of something that I hate for dinner. So, and plus, she and I like the same thing, so it just wouldn't happen. And I do most of the cooking at home anyway. So, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Lord Stanhope, you have a superpower, but it's the power of a stomach virus. You have diarrhea so powerful it can propel you like a rocket, and you projectile vomit on evildoers. Both are endless. Do you accept? No, except I know that shit would stick against the wall. Lord Stanhope asks, in regards to Elon's robots, is it ethical to self-destructing child robots to PDF files? Oh, to sell. Is it ethical to sell self-destructing child robots to PDF files? Yeah, that's kind of a fuck around and find out thing. Yeah, sure, why not? Avocados Diabli, if I bought an Optimus Buddy, trained it to go on a murder spree, would I be guilty of murder? Abso-fucking-lutely you would. That's your thing. You did it. You programmed it. You had intent, and you would be. It's like any other weapon. If you had a gun, if you used it and shot it at something, of course you would. Lord Stanhope, if you have a cyborgs in your service, are they tools like androids or slaves, servants like people? They're tools because they're not people. Lord Stanhope, apple or pears? Ooh, that's tough because I like a really good Bosc pear. I'm going to say pears. Avocados Diabli, if you were going to give a TEDx, what would your subject be? Probably my experience as an adoptee and finding my natural born family. Not everyone has a great experience with that. I did. And so that would probably be my subject. Lord Stanhope, will you have a good weekend? Of course. We're going to, tomorrow and then Saturday, we're going to go on, I think it's the Minnesota Transportation Museum in St. Paul. And it's built at the old roundhouse, like the old train roundhouse. And so there's a bunch of old trains. We're going to go on a short train ride. And that's what my mother-in-law wanted to do my wife wanted to do for my mother-in-law on her birthday. Because she wants to ride a train. Let's see. Lord Stanhope, if you could fill a room with the smell of your own farts and just based in the aroma, would you? No. My farts are so gross, I can't even stand myself. Tyre Alexander asks, what do you call an IKEA in hell? And do they have my bookcase? What do you call an IKEA in hell? And do they have my bookcase? I think they still call it IKEA because, I think that was invented in hell. Avocados Diabli, do you think the universe could handle the repercussions of Harris actually answering a question? It'd be like that butterfly in Sri Lanka that caused a tidal wave over in, Australia. It would be something, wouldn't it? Brandon Narla asks, interested in your thoughts on why South Americans mass migrate to the U.S. if it is for better economic opportunity. What is the reason they are incapable of making opportunities in their home countries? Now it's not only South America, it's a lot of Central America, whatever. And a lot of it has to do with, kind of our dominance in certain geopolitical things that cause problems in other places and are meddling in everyone else's business. One thing that, maybe Kamala Harris had right, but not really, because she didn't do anything with it, was to figure out why, she's going into what do they call the triangle, whatever. and trying to figure out what it is that's causing people to leave there. Now, she didn't do it effectively and didn't cause any less migration because of it. But, figure out how more countries could improve themselves and not have a brain drain of their best people. And a lot of times because the lure of the golden streets of the United States is too good for the people who actually are able to immigrate. So I think we need to think about how we can get people to improve where they live rather than trying to come take our shit. I don't know if I answered that question well, but that's the best I can do. Lord Stanhope, is it unusual to be loved by anyone? It's not unusual to be lobed? You put lobed. Did you mean loved? It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Lord Stanhope asks, why hasn't anyone asked Cammie what was the last book she read? Because they don't care. They're too busy propping her up. Select Boy, have you ever tried to guess how fast Camel Toe would mention Trump in her incoherent ranting? Oh, no, it's always within the first 3 sentences. Lord Stanhope, sitting back and looking at the last 10 years, is it funny? So funny. It is so funny. Oh, okay. Looking back at the last 10 years, is it so funny it's sad, or so sad it's funny? So sad it's funny. I know what you meant there. Select Boy, are they still going on and on about this COVID foolishness? Yes, they are, because they think that's their strategy against Trump, saying he didn't care about, he just tried to downplay COVID. No, he tried to, when he tried to warn people about it, they poo-pooed it. When they tried to stop people from coming from China, they poo-pooed it. And then when they could use it at a political advantage because Americans were dying, then they said, oh, it's all his fault. But I don't know what they would have done differently. None of them can tell you what they would have done differently, except unless they thought they were fucking Nostradamus, because nobody knew how this was going to affect us. And the whole, the so-called emergency preparedness plan that Barack Obama left him wouldn't have done anything different than they fucking did. So it's just stupid. Let's see. Select Boy, Dominoes or Texas Hold'em? Yeah, I prefer the cards. Dominoes is okay. I don't hate it, but I prefer cards. Avocados Diabli, is this the last question? No. Select Boy, between Miguel Ferrer and Clancy Brown, who would play the best villain? I don't know who either of those people are. I mean, I think, who's the guy with the tattoos? The Mexican guy that was he was actually an actual convicted felon, and he became Danny Trejo. That's my favorite villain. I love Danny Trejo. He makes a great villain. He also makes a great good guy though too. He can kind of go both either way. So there you go. Let's see. Avocados Diabli. What is the sensation of biting into a York peppermint patty for you? Oh, it's like a cool winter day, light snow falling down, and you hear this noise. There. Is that a good answer? All right. I said Danny Trejo, didn't I? Yeah, Danny Trejo. Oh, you're answering it. The chat is like a little bit behind. Last 2 questions. Don't add any more. JB says, what would you do if it turned out someone in chat was actually AI? I don't think I'd do anything. As long as they participated well, I'm good with it. Whatever. And finally, the last question on Friday Q&A goes to Select a Boy. Yeah, boy. It is, if you weren't on YouTube, what kind of business would you like to run? Retirement resort. There you go. All right, and then Avocados Diabli asks, "Is this the real last question?" Well, no, the last one was. So there you go. All right, that's it, guys. I got to go. Thanks for joining me on the Morning Night Live. I'm going to drop the links right now as fast as I can. I should have been preparing for this earlier. Wait, open that tab back up. That can't be the one. Is that right? Yeah, I need that one. Okay. Again, I was gonna put remember my other 2 channels, Marty's Big Journey and Marty Got Jokes. I'm starting to post a lot more short videos on those. And I think that's what we're going to do. I'm so late that I just got to say goodbye. So here come the links in a moment. There we go. Come on. Faster, 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 motherfucker. There we go. All right. And there we go. Here are today's links. There's a lot of news in the link that I didn't even come close to getting to. Check it out. I got to go. My name's P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thanks for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.